Can you imagine driving more than 600 miles in a single day with no GPS, no smartphones, and no modern safety systems? That was the life of a truck driver in the 1970s. Hard, dangerous, and forged through sheer effort. Every route was a test of endurance. Every decision could mean the difference between reaching your destination or being stranded on the road. Today, we're going to live mile by mile a full day alongside them. The life of a truck driver in the 1970s. In the 70s, the U.S. trucking industry didn't just move freight, it moved the entire economy. Truck drivers worked in a world without digital maps, without smartphones, and without safety sensors. It was an era of physical labor, experience earned on the road, and personal responsibility. Every load, every route, and every mile depended entirely on the person behind the wheel. This is a full day in the life of a trucker from those years. From waking up in a frozen cab to shutting down the engine after 600 miles, we travel with him along the highway, step by step, mile after mile. 4:30 in the morning, waking up. The roar of another diesel engine firing up is what pulls you out of sleep. You're parked on a gravel lot at a truck stop outside Columbia, Missouri. There are no alarm clocks, just habit and the echo of the neighbor's Peterbilt starting its day. You slept in the sleeper berth, small, poorly insulated and noisy. If you're driving a cab-over truck, your pillow is only a few inches from the engine block. It's still dark. You sit up, stretch your legs, and immediately feel the stiffness in your lower back. There's no bathroom in the truck. You grab your logbook, zip up your jacket, and walk inside the truck stop. The diner smells of burnt toast and fryer grease. You order without looking: eggs, bacon, hash browns, and black coffee. The waitress calls you "hon," refills your cup without asking, and moves on to the next customer. At the counter, two drivers argue about fuel prices. One says diesel is already 60 cents a gallon in Kansas. Another mentions his company just cut detention pay. You eat fast. You still have to check the truck before rolling out. 5:15 in the morning, pre-trip routine. Outside, your truck rises like a steel beast. You've driven it more than 200,000 miles. It's loud, fast, demanding, and its upkeep is your responsibility. You walk a full circle around the machine. No checklist needed, just habits carved into memory. You thump each tire with a rubber mallet, listening to the sound to check pressure. You look for cracked fenders, split hoses, frayed wires, oil dripping beneath the engine. You drain the air tanks to keep moisture from freezing. You check seals and trailer lights. With a flashlight, you inspect under the chassis. Any detail missed could mean an accident or being shut down. Back in the cab, you log your start time on paper and turn the key. The engine fires on the second try. You wait for air pressure to build and listen closely to every sound. Satisfied, you press the clutch, ease it into gear, and take the ramp toward the highway. 5:45 in the morning, on the interstate. The interstate is empty at that hour. You shift patiently, double clutching every gear. These transmissions aren't synchronized. You have to match the revs perfectly or the gears grind. You settle into the lane and turn on the CB radio. At first, just static. Then a voice: "Breaker 1 to 9. Any westbound drivers copy near mile marker 206. Smokies are sitting after the curve. That means a speed trap ahead." You glance at the speedometer, even though it doesn't always work. You trust your ears more than the needles. The radio isn't just communication, it's survival. 6 to 9 in the morning run. You keep a steady pace, and by 9 you've already covered 180 miles. When the road is good, the highway becomes home. You read the signs, feel the wind, sense the weight of the trailer shifting with every curve and every bump. You remember a run last year through the Rocky Mountains. You lost air pressure halfway down a grade and had to rely on trailer brakes and engine compression to make it down alive. You missed the runaway truck ramp by barely 300 yards. Close calls are part of the job. You sip coffee, chew on beef jerky, and let the miles stack up. There's no autopilot here, no adaptive cruise control. You are the system. 9 to 9:45 in the morning, mid-morning break. You pull into a rest area just before the Colorado line. You shut down the engine and step out. Your boots crunch on the gravel. You stretch, roll your shoulders, walk a few steps to loosen your legs. You check the brakes again, feel for heat, listen for leaks. You inspect the front support, you tighten a strap along the side of the trailer. Time for something light to eat. A sandwich wrapped in wax paper, an orange, and another cup of coffee. You sit on the step and eat in silence, watching trucks come and go. This is your office, your kitchen, your world. From a payphone, you call dispatch. They confirm your delivery in Denver is still on, but tight on time. You log 30 minutes off duty, check the fuel gauge, and climb back into the cab. 10 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon, climbing into Colorado. You cross the state line and the road begins to rise. The air turns colder, the grades grow steeper. Your engine holds on, but every hill demands calculation. You downshift early to protect the machine and keep your momentum. You watch the water temperature. You hold the revs right where they need to be, not lugging the engine, not overworking it. Out here, every decision carries weight. You pass a truck stopped on the shoulder. The hood is up, the driver is under the chassis. Maybe a blown compressor, maybe a snapped belt. With no mobile phones, if he can't fix it himself, he'll be waiting. You think about your own spare parts kit, belts, hoses, clamps, filters, zip ties. You carry them for a reason. By 1:30 in the afternoon, you can see Denver on the horizon. You'll make it on time barely. 2:30 to 4 in the afternoon. The delivery. The warehouse yard is tight. Turning takes planning. You swing wide and back in blind toward dock number 7. No backup cameras, just mirrors, reflections in the glass, and years of experience. You bump the dock gently and set the brakes. You hand over the bill of lading and wait. In time, a forklift starts unloading the trailer. You stay close. Sometimes you help. Sometimes you sweep the floor when it's done. 45 minutes later, the job is finished. You collect the paperwork. One delivery completed. Another will start tomorrow in Pueblo. You're tired and thirsty, but the truck still comes first. You roll out of the yard and head for the fuel stop. 4 to 5:30 in the afternoon. Fueling and fixing. You pull into a stop along Highway 25. You need fuel, food, and a place to shut down for the night. While both tanks are filling, you check tire pressure again and look over fluid levels. You tighten a loose chain, wipe grease off the fifth wheel, and replace a marker light bulb. In the shop next door, another driver is changing brake shoes. The mechanic, covered in oil, works without a computer, just skill, wrenches, and parts. You pay cash, grab a bowl of chili with cornbread, and head back to the cab. 5:30 to 7:30 in the evening. The final push. You decide to run another 100 miles south. That'll put you close to tomorrow's pickup. The sun sinks low. Shadows stretch across the fields. On the AM radio, they talk about rising grain prices, higher fuel costs, another week of shrinking profits. Night driving is different. Depth perception fades, fatigue creeps in faster. You slow down and sharpen your focus. At last, you pull over north of Pueblo, near a way station. You shut off the engine. The metallic ticking of cooling steel fills the cab. 8 to 9:30 at night, shut down and rest. You write the final numbers in the logbook. 612 miles driven, 14 hours on duty, 1 delivery completed. You empty the ashtray, clean the windshield from the inside, fold tomorrow's map page and slide it onto the dash. Dinner is simple, soup from a thermos and a granola bar. You spread the blanket, kick off your boots, and lie back in the bunk. Your shoulders still feel the steering wheel. The CB radio is silent. Outside, the sound of passing trucks rolls by and fades away. You close your eyes. Tomorrow, it all starts again. The truck driver of the 1970s had no room for mistakes. Every decision mattered: when to shift, where to stop, how to drive in snow. There was no dispatch app and no GPS to correct your course. Only instinct, experience, and endurance. They made the modern world possible. Without their effort, nothing moved. No food, no fuel, no supply chains. They didn't ask for praise, just a clear lane and a clean logbook. That was their life. Day after day, mile after mile. If this look into the hard, authentic life of 1970s truckers pulled you in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to keep rolling through more stories from the road. See you on the next run, where there are always new routes, roaring engines, and legends waiting to be told.